Welcome back, and we start off our conversation this morning with politics. Of course, we'll put it in context. Days ago, we had one of the publicity secretaries, national publicity secretaries of the party, Mr. Abure Bambi, on the program, and he spoke to quite a number of events that transpired in the party ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Actually, he was responding to Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the party at the time, doubling down on his single-term presidency commitment should he be elected. But he went ahead to talk about other things, as he said, or he alleged that Mr. Peter Obi cannot be trusted, and then he talked about how he spent only 32 million for the party at that time. That he also alleged that Mr. Peter Obi didn't pay, what do they call them now? Party agents, amongst other things that he said. So we have the treasurer of the party now to come and speak to some of these allegations and indeed clarify them or debunk them. Let's have Mrs. Oluchi Okpara, former national treasurer of the Labour Party, who joins us virtually from Lagos. Mrs. Okpara, thank you so much for joining us on the morning brief.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. How are you doing this morning? Good morning to you too.
Yes, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you. You know, I've pretty much trailed some of the things that Mr. Bambi said. So would like to hear your own account of these spendings according to Mr. Bambi. Was this how exactly that it happened?
Yeah, I want to start off by saying that I wouldn't know why people would leave the bus that farted to now start hitting the head that just that hasn't done anything wrong. You know, I've not also seen a situation whereby a thief goes to an empty house to steal, and I've not also seen a situation whereby people throw stones at trees without fruits. They can only throw stones to trees with fruits. Peter Obi is a man that anybody, for instance, if you got another interview without mentioning Mr. Peter Obi's name, that the same Bambi should write an interview without mentioning Mr. Peter Obi's name, check the followers, check the viewers, and check the coverage it's going to have. But by the mention of Mr. Peter Obi, you will see it's going to have a lot of coverage. So I think a lot of people are using his name just to chase clout and again feel more important in the scheme of things. Mr. Peter Obi fulfilled every righteousness financially towards the Labour Party. There was never a time he asked for a dime from the party, unlike other political parties would do. In fact, let me shock Nigerians that everything that we did, every program we had, because the party had no money, he brought a lot of fortune to the party. The party was down, but it did not have anything at all. It was the influence of people, the grace that followed Mr. Peter Obi to Labour Party, that made us have a lot of finances to tackle all our debt. Because before Mr. Peter Obi came to the party was owing a lot of debt. We were running into debt. We could not pay salaries. We could not pay our lawyers. We could not pay our office at Gariki. Go to our former office at number 29 Okawe Street. We owed that man, the landlord, for over 2 years. We could not pay. We were only able to pay those things when Mr. Peter Obi came into the party. So I'm wondering why people will sit and want to just make themselves very relevant by mentioning Mr. Peter Obi's name. Let me tell us here again that we're also able to move into a bigger apartment at Otako, all thanks to Mr. Peter Obi. Even though some persons, some cronies, we are now able to inflict the rent. We moved into a bigger office. We furnished out all those offices. We paid our debts. We paid our lawyers. We did everything needed of us to do. All thanks to Mr. Peter Obi, because a lot of people followed him to the party. Mr. Peter Obi paid everything due to him. Every obligation to the party, he fulfilled all righteousness. So people should stop peddling his name. He is not the president of Nigeria. People should learn how to channel their grievances to the right quarters and stop leaving Mr. Peter and leave Mr. Peter out of their mouths. Honestly, it does not make sense to me anymore. It doesn't make sense. People should learn how to hold this APC government accountable for their failed government and leave Mr. Peter Obi alone. It's not involvement.
But madam, according to Mr. Bambi, Mrs. Aisha Yesufu and the governorship candidate of the PDP, who was supporting your principal at the time, were the signatories to the accounts. They were the ones that managed the accounts. And according to him, they got a lot of donations, even from the diaspora, to support the ambition of your principal in 2023. But he's saying that they are not members of your National Working Committee, and the spendings of the presidential election should have been handled by members of your National Working Committee. You are the treasurer. I'd like you to speak to this part of his argument.
Okay, let me state here that every person that wants to run for any political appointment, any political office, is entitled to having a campaign office solely for that event. But there was never a time Mr. Peter came to us asking us for money. Every money he used to run for his presidential ambition, he had a presidential account for that. And we had Aisha Yusufu and others. And Aisha has been woman enough to come out public to tender account. And that same account was what I have been asking Mr. Joseph Abure to come out and tender account. So there is nothing wrong with anyone having a campaign account to champion all his campaigns. Nothing wrong with that. And it must not be run by a political party. No, it mustn't. He has to get people that he trusts to do that for him. And I also heard where someone was talking about agents not being paid. No, I listened to Aisha Yusuf when she came public. She said that names given to her to pay as agents were fake people. They were fake names, so there was no way she could have continued. People talking about Mr. P2B diverting the party's fund. I won't challenge them. This Labour Party that we're talking about, some persons opened an unauthorized account with First Bank, with which they used to defraud people of their millions. People paid interest that, and yet those people are some persons are aware of this. Yet they can't even come out to say this in public. Yet you see them trying to throw a stone at Mr. P2B. It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. They should come out and tender their own account. Aisha has done that. They should come out and tender their own accounts.
So indeed, you say that you agree that Mr. Peter Obi didn't spend more than 32 million naira in the Labour Party, which is what he used to purchase his form. That was
Sorry,
what
can you
Mr.
speak up a bit? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello, madam, can you hear me? Okay.
Speak up a bit, please.
Yes, I am speaking up a bit. Can you hear me? Okay, we might need to resolve your audio, but let me just try and put my question through. Are you confirming that indeed Mr. Peter Obi did not spend more than 32 million naira for the Labour Party?
If I got you correctly, I want to state here that if there is anything of such, if Mr. Peter Obi ever tampered with the party's finances, do you think that this APC government would have left him? They would have made a mess of his name. Okay, they would have embarrassed him if there was anything of such on Mr. Peter Obi.
Let me take this again. Let me take this again, Mrs. Opara. I hope you can hear me clearly now. Oh dear.
Sorry?
Never mind. We'll try to fix that situation. But just to be clear, my question is about what Mr. Bambi said. Mr. Peter Obi did not spend more than 32 million naira. That's all that came from Mr. Peter Obi to the party, nothing more. So that's what I'm asking you to confirm. I'm not speaking to the issue you were responding to. There
was nothing of such. Mr. Peter Obi never spent any money meant for the party. In fact, he donated to the party. In fact, he lifted the party from zero level to where the party is today. He never spent any money meant for the party. No, there was nothing like that. I can speak.
Me, if you can hear me. That's what he's asking. He's asking you to confirm Mr. Abambi's position that Mr. Peter Obi didn't spend more than 32 million naira for the Labour Party. He didn't commit more than 32 million naira to the Labour Party out of all of the donations that he received. Is that true? Is that correct?
First of all, you have a statutory amount fixed for every office you want to vie for. Mr. Peter Obi met every requirement required of him, and he even donated to the party. So I am here to speak, to say that I have every right to speak on this issue. Mr. Peter Obi does not have any rights. He doesn't even know what happens with the accounts. No, he didn't do that. In fact, he even went overboard. He helped us, help the party.
So how much did Mr. Peter Obi spend for the Labour Party?
I spent a lot of money for the Labour Party. We had programs. We had programs which Mr. Peter Obi solely financed by himself. But a lot of things that happened. Mr. Peter Obi spent from his personal money because the Labour Party did not have any dime. We didn't have any money.
Can you give us, an estimation of the figure? Is it below 32 million or above, since you are the treasurer?
It's above. He spent a lot of money. He spent a lot of money above.
Would you be willing to provide an audited account of his spendings? It's just to put it in proper perspective, or such that we can either confirm or debunk Mr. Arabambi's position.
So what I'm trying to tell you now, that I'm the right person to state this. I might not have the exact amounts as like country like this, but I am telling you that Mr. Peter Obi met up every requirement needed of him as a candidate of the party, and he even did more than expected of him.
Okay, so help us understand how the money flowed. This has been a contention that refuses to go away. So Mr. Obi got donations for his presidential run. Am I correct?
Of course.
Fantastic. Do you have an idea?
We also had an account opened by from the Labour Party. We had an account that we used to solicit for funds from general public, which at that time I made a video asking people to come and help with what we are doing. Unfortunately, we are now unable to even render account to the public of what those monies were used for. We have not even done it till tomorrow.
So when you say we, is it the Labour Party or Mr. Peter Obi, the obedient movement, that opened that account?
I don't know why I'm not able to hear you, honestly. I don't know why.
The connection is playing a fast one. I say, when you say we opened an account, is it the Labour Party that opened the account, or the obedient, that's Mr. Peter Obi, Aisha Yusufu, that opened that account?
Could it be your microphone? If she would be nice enough to ask the question. I don't know if it's from your microphone. I can't hear you. I can barely hear you.
Right.
Sorry.
No, we're going to try to sort that out. So when he's asking that, when you say we opened an account, are you saying that it's the Labour Party that opened the account, or the obedient movement that worked for the presidential campaign of Mr. Peter Obi that opened the account?
Okay, we had our own campaign account opened in the name of the Labour Party. And the campaign also have their own account opened because it is their right to have a campaign account with which they want to run their campaigns with. So even the one who opened in the name of Labour Party till today, I had a video I made that year asking people to put in their small token. We have not also been able to tender account of what happened to those monies collected from people. So we had our own accounts. The campaign also had their own accounts. So
you're saying now that Mr. Peter Obi's campaign team had the right to open their own account. By that, you're confirming. You can debunk this, but you seem to be confirming Mr. Arabambi's position that he got donations from everywhere, especially from the diaspora. He quoted to us here yesterday thousands of dollars donated from different states, particularly in the United States. Now, if that is the position that they had the right to open their own account, why then was there pressure on Mr. Julius Abure to give account? If you're saying that the Labour Party didn't have money at the time, what would he be given account for? Is it the funds that you received into the Labour Party?
You were breaking, but if I heard you correctly, I want to say that everybody who is running for any position, any office, has every right to open an account with which he wants to pursue his campaign. Okay, and we also, as Labour Party, will also open an account. I'm not here to confirm whatever Arabambi or anyone has said, but I am telling you what is obtainable, that if you're running for any position, you have every account with trusted people that you could trust with money to come and control those accounts for you. And Aisha Yusufu and another person was in charge of that account. And I remember vividly that Aisha Yusufu came out public to render account of how those monies were spent. And we have not done that. As Labour Party, we have not.
So I'm going to ask that again. Why then was there pressure on Mr. Julius Abure to give account of spendings of Labour Party funds if majority of the funds went to accounts of the campaign council?
If there was a pressure from Mr. Abure
on Mr. Abure to give account of spendings of the Labour Party. You know, there were allegations against him on mismanagement of funds of the Labour Party.
Your network, I don't know if it's network that is doing all of this, but I am saying, if you can hear me very well, because I can barely hear you, because I think it's a network, that ever since Aisha Yusufu came out public to render accounts, to say what the money is given, what they have been able to do with the money, Abure has not been able to come out to tender accounts, in which I've even called him out. Let us even do this for the sake of letting people know what their monies were used for. But Abure has not deemed it fit to render such accounts to the people that donated their 1 naira, that's 1,000 naira. He has not been able to do that. So the onion is now on Abure to come out and render such accounts to the public, because people deserve to know what their monies were used for.
All right. For the benefit of our viewers, let's take a listen to some of the things that Mr. Bambi said when we had him on the program a few days ago. And we'll come back to get some of your thoughts on the other issues.
I am on national TV. Obi became a president candidate, and everything he did in that party is to the tune of 32 million naira. 32 million naira.
Million or billion?
32 million.
Like the money he spent
for his, nomination, from which the party now gave all the delegates money that day. He was not the only one that paid. We have a young nurse, Faduri Joseph, who also made payment. Dr. Padi told me, made a payment, and one other woman. He came, I know, they were asked to step down for him, which they did. But no one had transpired. Everybody know that acronyms with Labour Party. We know they spend shishi. No Kobo or Peter Obi came into Labour Party. To any of our candidates, you can ask them. No Kobo, I know the number of meetings we did. He did not support the party or the candidate, not even at the ward with 1 Kobo. But this is what he did. As at the time, there was an issue between Apapa and Julius Abure. They went to US. They went to Indonesia with him, and they raised money. But you see, just like I said, I never believe, anybody can carry me as a mugu. Honestly, the money came. The party did not know. They went to open an account. That was why you see Aisha Yusufu were making all this noise about Peter Obi. Aisha Yusufu and Itwai Godalo, they were the 2 people that superintended over the party finances without.
Mr. Barr, over to you now.
I think I've listened to that interview before now, because while you played it, I couldn't hear. Maybe it must be the network. But I remember from what I saw of that interview was Bambi talking about the donations that Mr. Obi made only 32 million naira commitment to the party, which I've been able to clear that is not true. And again, there is a statutory amount fixed for you to be able to obtain your form, and which Mr. Obi also met up with, and he also was able to also help the party with some programs which we could not literally was able to organize on our own. So there were a lot of commitments financially that Mr. Obi rendered to the party. Mr. Bambi cannot speak in this regard because he has never had any dealings with finances of the Labour Party. So I don't know why he will be the one to come out to be talking about issue of finances when it does not concern him. So he doesn't have any right to talk about the issue of finances. And again, I think from the interview, at least I watched of him, he was talking about people stepping down Mr. Obi to clinch onto the ticket. I want to challenge anyone who has said that he was once an aspirant of Labour Party to contest for such a position, to come out claim publicly to show the public what financial commitment they made to the party to even start naming themselves as aspirants of the party. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Peter Obi was the only person that contested, that came, that showed interest to contest for the Labour Party. So anyone claiming whatsoever should come out to show us the particular account in which they paid whatever thing they said they paid to Labour Party. Let us even see who is lying, or let us even see if those people maybe like might have paid into some person's financial some person's private account,
right,
for people to not be making claims that they made attempts of even becoming an aspirant in the first place. So Mr. Obi was the only person known to me as an aspirant as at that time.
Well, he also referred to a certain nurse that picked up the form. But first, let's get this clear. From what period to what period were you the treasurer of the Labour Party?
So what?
How long were you the treasurer of Labour Party? From when to when?
Okay, yes, I came on board on the 14th of October 2024, and our tenure got extended before we now finally had another convention in 2019, which was also supposed to have elapsed in 2023, but because we were in and out of court, we now also went to Asaba to ask for an extension by 1 year, which came to an end. Everything came to an end on the 8th of June of 2023.
All right.
So our tenure, I've been able to hold that position for 2 terms. So whenever I talk about issue of money, though I was deprived of doing my work, I can speak from a place of authority because I know the number of persons that contested. I know how much was for each form. So I know the number of persons that came to show interest. So though I wasn't allowed to see the account, but I know a lot of persons were given forms. So that is why I can speak authoritatively to say that monies that came to the party were stolen, were diverted. As signatures was forged, signature of the late chairman of our great party that died 2 months before his death. We did not have any money. His signature was forged, was used to steal money for personal interest from that account. So I can speak from a place of authority as the treasurer of the party. So
I imagine you meant to say 2014 and not 2024. Am I correct? Did you mean that
our tenure came to an end?
No, I mean when your tenure started. You said 2024, that it started 2024, but did you mean to say 2014?
No, my first term was on the 14th of October 2014. Okay, maybe that must have been a mix-up.
Oh, yes. Okay, no problem. So now let's get to the other part of it. So you have said, indeed, they had their own account, which did not come to the Labour Party, and you say they have every right to. But now the question that has been raised again is, all of the donations that Mr. Peter Obi has been making, Mr. Bambi says those monies are not his monies, that the money is the money for the campaign, and by extension, the Labour Party's money.
Okay, anyone that knows Mr. Peter Obi very well knows that like the act of charity is like 5 and 6. It's like the air he breathes. Even before he became the governor of Anambra State, he's been doing charity. Before he even came to declare interest in the Labour Party, he's been doing charity. Mr. Peter Obi does charity. In fact, he prefers to invest a lot in the youth, especially in the education sector. He's been doing a lot of charity. So anybody saying that he's just trying to be a mistake maker, no, it cannot be. I state here again that if anything of such is to happen, that I know that this government would have made a mockery of Mr. Peter Obi, because Mr. Peter Obi has built a name for himself. There's nothing like that. Anybody that is claiming anything, I challenge that person today on national TV that person should bring his or her evidence, or better still, go to the right authority, report this incident, or better still remain silent forever on this issue if he cannot prove his case.
Mrs. Okwara, I imagine you worked closely with Barrister Julius Abure.
Hello?
You worked closely with Mr. Julius Abure.
What?
Did you work closely with Mr. Julius Abure?
She's asking if you worked closely with Mr. Julius Abure.
Mr. Julius Abure?
Like, did you work closely with him? This is one of those days, but let me try it one more time. It looks like your device might need maybe an audio input or something so you can hear us better. But what Bukola is asking is, if you worked closely, I don't know if I'm getting the sign language right, but did you work closely with Mr. Julius Abure?
Oh dear. This is a very, very interview critical to understanding the reasons, the issues that seem to be shaping the leadership crisis in the Labour Party, particularly as it has to do with management of funds. Some of those issues may now be coming to the fore, with the revelations, coming through from officials of the party. Of course, from what we heard just days ago from Mr. Abure Bambi, and the clarifications that are coming also from the former National Treasurer of the party. Indeed, to confirm some of these things that we're hearing, we may need to cite close range and a copy of perhaps the audited account of the party, the accounts that reportedly received donations on the one hand from the Julius Abure-led group, and of course the accounts that also received donations for the campaign council of the team of Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the party at the time, such that we can understand the reasons for the disaffection and what may have, also pitted the party into, divided rather the party into two groups, one led by Barrister Julius Abure and the other led by the interim caretaker chairman, Mrs. Nenadi Usman. And so that's why some of these questions, some of them coming, again repeatedly, are quite important to understanding the issues. We wonder if Mrs. Okwara can hear us now. Hello, can you hear us now? Let's try again.
I can hear you.
So I was asking earlier if you worked closely with Mr. Julius Abure.
If I worked closely with Mr. Julius Abure?
Yes.
Yes, I did as a national treasurer, but unknown to me, a lot of things were going behind my back, because as at that time, I had thought that Mr. Julius Abure, having known where he was coming from, that he wouldn't do the things he did. So I worked closely with him, but unfortunately, I wasn't part of the wrongdoings that happened with the Labour Party's finances. I worked closely with him as national treasurer, and again, we also had the then former secretary of the party who also worked closely with him.
So you were saying earlier that the signature of the late national chairman, I believe Mr. Abdul Salam, was being forged, and some monies were being diverted, but that contradicts with what you have said earlier, that there was no money in the Labour Party when Mr. Peter Obi came, and he in fact bailed out the party on many levels, providing some of your needs, paying the rent.
Yes, when I said that the late national chairman's signature was forged, that was before Mr. Peter. That was during the Anambra Guba election that happened. Monies were paid after the late chairman's death, and 2 months after his death, then we did not have any money in the party's account. 2 months after his death, his signature was forged to steal money from that account. So that was when I said that signatures were forged, I mean that somebody somewhere forged his signature to steal money for his personal reasons, personal gains. So I know what I'm talking when I say that signatures were forged, and then we did not even have money into the party's account. So these people that are trying to paint Mr. Peter Obi's image dark are the ones that are supposed to critically look inward and point themselves of wrongdoings that are trying to paint the person of Mr. Peter Obi.
So you're also saying that Mr. Julius Abure should give account of funds received into the party during the presidential election, that apart from the funds received by the campaign council, right? That's what you said earlier?
Yes, I said that at some point I began to ask questions, and I was like, let's tell the public, because I use my face to make video requesting for funds for this for the presidential election. So and I thought it wise for us to now call people, to call like a press conference, to tender account, to tell people that this was what their monies were used for. And Julius Abure till tomorrow has not been made fit to bring that to make that come to pass. He has refused. In fact, the audit report that was sent to me to sign, I'm supposed to be part of that audit report, but I wasn't carried along in the making of that audit report. The next thing he did was for him to now bring an audit report to my house, for me to now sign for him, so that it will now look as if I was part of the dealings, the wrong dealings that went through in the party's account. I wasn't even part of the audit report. He just brought it to me. He did it like he worked as if it was his personal office that he was operating from. So I wasn't part of it. And when I now saw that foul play, I said, no, I want to know what happened. I do not want to append my signature on this audit report for tomorrow. So it's not for anything, for the sake of my kids, and want to make a name for my kids.
So you're saying that he took over control of the account from you, and as a result, you cannot tell us how much in total came into that account?
I know by my record, because I know a lot of people purchase the account, purchase the nomination forms. And for you to purchase nomination forms, for us to give you a nomination form, you must have met the requirement. So I know we got over 3.something billion naira from the influx of people that came following Mr. P2B, because if not for Mr. P2B, where would we have gotten that kind of money? Nobody knew Labour Party. Labour Party at that time had no image. We're trying to launder back our image, to pick up our little pieces from where we kept it from. So because of the influx of the people that followed Mr. P2B, we were able to raise to the tune of 3.something billion naira.
All right. Do you have an idea?
Which account has not been rendered till tomorrow.
Do you have an idea how much Mr. P2B raised on the other side? Do you have an idea how much Mr. P2B raised for his own account, his own presidential account?
Okay, I wasn't part of the campaign account. And even when I came public, there was never a time I said that the funds for campaign from campaign accounts got misnamed. I wasn't part of that campaign account. The one I spoke authoritatively was that of Labour Party, which I, as a treasurer at that time, have every right to speak.
So one more thing.
I believe that Aisha Yusuf has done justice to anything that has to do with the campaign account.
One final question,
Mrs.
Abure.
Campaign accounts.
Just one final question. Since you have institutional memory, you've been with the Labour Party since 2014, so you were there during the 2015 election when you endorsed Goodluck Jonathan. You were there 2019 election when you had Mohammed Usman Zaki as your presidential candidate, scored 5,000 plus votes then. Of course, you were there 2023. Tell us, in 2019, when Mr. Mohammed Usman Zaki ran for president, did he have his own account, and was his own account separate? Did he give money to the party?
Sazaki was not actually like he picked the tickets, but when you see people, if you even check the result of that account of that election, you would see that the results only read that of the APC, the PDP, and some other party that were up there as at that time. So Labour Party candidate was nowhere in the picture. So like I told you, we're trying to launder back our image. Labour Party was nothing before Mr. P2B came. So all this fortune you see us enjoying today is as a result of one man that came
into
the
understand.
And again,
my question, pardon me, madam, my question, because you said it's normal, so I'm trying to find out what happened in 2019. Was that the same way Mr. Zaki handled his campaign, had a separate account, and didn't, mix the accounts with the party or send money?
Did Mr. Zaki campaign? The question should have been, did he campaign? That should have been the question. I want to address this issue, this issue of people saying that Mr. P2B cannot keep to his word of saying that he wants to do 4 terms. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Mr. P2B is a man of integrity. Mr. P2B promised the late Odumegwu Ojukwu that he was never going to hand over mandates given to him from Apuga to another political party. Mr. P2B, as at that time, was the only governor as at that time that stayed 8 years playing opposition. He never handed over his mandate to another party. He stayed and handed over to Obiano, the then governor of Apuga again. So people saying that it must be 8 years, it must be this. No, you don't need eternity to do what you want to do. Go to Abia State, check Dr. Alex Chomoti, check what he has been able to do in 2 years. Check this government that we are in today. What have they been able to do for us in Nigeria? Suffering, kidnapping, insecurity, hunger, out of school children. See, it doesn't take eternity for any government that wants to work to really work. doesn't take that. Yar'Adua of blessed memory. How many years did he spend in government? Yet we saw his positive impact.
All right, Madam Okwara, you're taking us to another, terrain in the conversation, of course, which is also important, but we must anchor at this point. And this conversation, by the way, has been productive on many levels, but it will also be important, if you can, for you to provide perhaps copies of the accounts of the Labour Party when you were treasurer, such that we can also confirm some of the things that you have said, and will not just be going by your submissions on face value. But we must thank you very much for your time and your contributions on the program. We've been talking with Oluchi Okpara. We're totally out of time.
If you want that to happen, I think Abure is the right position for him now to write to all our accounts, to write to every bank where our accounts, our finances have been domiciled, for them to bring that record so that you can even look at it. We can also ask Abure to also ask that account at Sedi Plaza be reactivated, so that people will see that somebody's signature was forged to steal money from the party's accounts.
All right.
So Abure is the right person to write that and get that
treasurer of the Labour Party, who has joined us on this particular one. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
I'm sorry about the network. It wasn't my making.
And so from here, we head on to our airspace and check with what's happening with the investigation of ValueJet following that air breach that impacted on safety of passengers and of course those on ground as well. So we're talking with an aviation expert. So stay with us. We'll be right back.